You know what these characters look like now, but do you know how they looked back then? When Ellie looked like Gwen and 10 was a girl? No? Well, today you're gonna find out. Number 1. Gabby. Gabby's design was inspired by Dawn and Leonard. Her pre-beta designs looked like this. The first one was completely different from the Gabby we know today, except for the similar hair color, and they also both wear a sweater. The second pre-beta design was obviously inspired by Dawn, which was expected since they both love animals. It kinda gives me that Disney princess vibe, so the creators might have also been inspired by Ella. But I'm glad they chose to give Gabby a more unique design in Adventure Camp. Between her Season 1 and All Stars designs, they only changed some small details. Number 2. Miriam. Considering her first design, I think that the creators originally wanted Miriam to be the sweet old lady stereotype, instead of the grumpy old lady who hates the new generation. In her first design, she had a drawing that resembled a cat, instead of her normal flower from Adventure Camp in Season 1, so that might mean she was a cat lover in the first drafts. Her old sweater was also different from the new one, which looks more like a t-shirt. I'm guessing she was initially supposed to be younger, considering her lack of wrinkles and the darker tone of her hair instead of the bright gray we're used to. Also, if we pay attention, we can see that she initially didn't wear any earrings, and that her original shoes were sandals compared to the house shoes she's wearing now. Compared to Season 1, in Disventure Camp All Stars, she wears different earrings, a different t-shirt, and different shoes. Also, the creators changed her skirt with pants. Number 3. Fior. Her design went through lots of changes before the one from Adventure Camp. It's clear from the first drafts that she was always intended to be very young, especially judging by the childish color scheme from most of her first designs. They went for the new one with the hoodie and redesigned her shoes. I think that giving her a childish look was a big challenge for the creators, until they focused more on her face and less on her clothes. If you notice, in the last designs, they changed a lot of things related to her face design, until they had a more realistic approach and gave her the universal traits for young kids: a round face, big eyes, a small nose, and a small mouth. They nailed it in the transition between Adventure Camp and Disventure Camp Season 1 by changing her original clothes with an overall and the color of her sneakers. Also, if you noticed, they gave her a scrunchie. Now, her All-Stars design isn't that different from the one used in Season 1. Basically, they changed her clothes a little and added more details to her design overall. Number 4. Grat. Now, is it only me, or did she look a lot like Lindsay? I mean, she has the same boots design and the same body design. She used to have a different hair design compared to the Grat we know today, which also kinda resembles Lindsay's hair. Besides that, she used to wear a dress instead of her normal clothes, and she didn't have those bracelets on her hands. Also, if we look at her face, we can see that her nose and eyes were also different from the redesign used in Adventure Camp. Now, between the Adventure Camp design and the one from Disventure Camp Season 1, the main differences are the eye format, the earrings, and the shoes. In All Stars, the main differences were represented by her fitness journey, which she experienced between seasons, and some small changes in her outfit. Number 5. Tom. In his first design, he honestly looks like a teen dressed up for Halloween, especially with that spiky ass hair. It was the best idea ever to change it. Changing his gloves design was also a good idea, since the old ones looked like what my grandma used to give me. If we look at his redesign in particular, we can notice that the creators first wanted to give him tactical pants with lots of pockets and continued with that idea up until the Adventure Camp design. Nowadays, if you look at Tom's pants,
look at Tom's bulge and his tight swimsuit!
They don't even have pockets. I think that this change was an improvement, especially because in his first Disventure Camp design, Tom's costume looks like a thermal suit, which was a great choice for an agent's costume able to deal with difficult situations. In All Stars, he changed all of his clothes, now wearing jeans, a hoodie, and a jacket. Number 6. Dan. He originally had 2 designs before the creators made his final one for the beta version. Starting with his first design, he honestly looks like Harold to me. His hair, glasses, and his face's shape overall, all of those things were different. His hoodie had a different color, and also his pants and shoes had slightly different designs. Then there's the second design, in which the creators thought of making him a girl. This design is totally different from the Dan we know today. Between his Adventure Camp design and the one from Season 1, there's no real difference. The only thing that is obvious is the change in the series' budget. Number 7. Ellie. she had 2 original designs. We know that Ellie had financial problems, and the creators wanted to show that very clearly in her clothes. Because of her blue hair, in this design she kinda resembles Gwen, yet her other design kinda resembles Trent with that big forehead. So it seems like for the Adventure Camp design, they combined the 2 original designs. Then for Disventure Camp Season 1, they again changed her hairstyle, eye color, and shoes. Also, they improved the details of her shirt. In her final design from All Stars, they slightly changed her hair, skirt, shirt, and socks, and made her wear a vest. Number 8. Will. Now the old Will looks totally different from his original design. From his eyes, his smile, clothes, and shoes, all of those things were different. Judging by his smile, I'm guessing that they initially planned Will to be a more extroverted person than he ended up being. He also had a cap in his original design. Now the main difference between his Adventure Camp design and the one from Season 1 is that Will locked in and took mewing seriously the whole time. Number 9. Ashley. As you can see, the pre-beta design and the one from Adventure Camp are pretty similar. There are only some small details that differentiate the 2 of them: the color scheme and the size of her shirt. Also, for an interesting detail, look very closely. You'll see that in her pre-beta design, she had speckles. Compared to her design from Adventure Camp, in her design from Season 1, she has longer hair, different eye color, and different boots. From Season 1 to All Stars, Ashley's design didn't change too much. Only small things have been changed to make the character look better. Number 10. Lil. Overall, if you look at her pre-beta design and her beta design, they resemble a lot. The word that I would use to describe the pre-beta design is simplicity, especially if you only pay attention to her head. She looked like some of the drawings we used to do as kids. Maybe it's because the drawing is from 2011. So her hair and her face were totally different, alongside her uniform and shoes. She also had a scarf instead of her iconic vest, and she didn't have her headband. In the next design, the one from Disventure Camp Season 1, the creators changed her uniform and shoes again, alongside the design of her headband and her facial structure. Number 11. Jake. Apparently, creating his design was an immediate success, considering that the only difference between his original design and the one from Adventure Camp was the print on his shirt. Yet in his final design for Disventure Camp Season 1, his t-shirt was changed with a hoodie. Besides this main difference, he doesn't have gloves anymore. In All Stars, he changed his hair, and instead of the old hoodie, he got a new jacket that still has that iconic skull on the sides. Number 12. Nick. Although Nick was a member of the original Adventure Camp, there's no picture of his pre-beta design available. Still, he's one of the characters that suffered a big redesign between his Adventure Camp and Disventure Camp appearances. In his first design, he wore a much more elegant suit that gave him a more exquisite vibe. His hair and shoes were also different from the one used in his Disventure Camp design. In Season 1, he also wore a suit, but one that gave the vibe of a rich, spoiled teen who spends all of his parents' money on parties. Nick wasn't invited to Disventure Camp All Stars, yet we can see his newest design on his YouTube channel. Yeah, he has his own YouTube channel. Here, he mainly reacts to Disventure Camp All Stars episodes.
Ignore the 304s. What color's your Bugatti? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for my sins. That good enough? We done here?
There it is, guys. If you want to see how the Total Drama characters looked like before Total Drama, make sure to check out the video on the right. Take care and see you next time with a brand new video.